Iceland, a land forged by fire and ice, stands as a unique chapter in human history. Its isolation in the North Atlantic meant it remained uninhabited by humans for far longer than most of Europe. For centuries, its rugged shores were known only to seabirds and the crashing waves. This changed dramatically in the late 9th century, ushering in an era of Norse exploration and settlement. Before the arrival of the Norse, there are accounts, notably from the Irish monk de Cool in 825 AD, suggesting the presence of Irish hermits. These monks, seeking solitude, may have briefly inhabited the island. However, their stay was temporary. They're said to have departed upon the arrival of the more numerous and boisterous Norsemen, leaving the island open for a new chapter. The primary sources for understanding Iceland's settlement are the sagas, particularly the Landnámabók, or Book of Settlements. While written centuries later, these texts provide a detailed, though sometimes legendary account of the founding generation. They tell of voyages across treacherous seas and the claiming of vast tracts of land. These sagas paint a vivid picture of the motivations and methods of the early settlers. A major catalyst for the settlement of Iceland was the political turmoil in Norway. According to the sagas, King Harald Fairhair was consolidating power, fighting to unite the various petty kingdoms under his rule. His victory at the Battle of Hafrsfjord around 872 AD marked a turning point. Many chieftains and freemen who valued their independence or had opposed Harald found themselves with a difficult choice. Facing subjugation, heavy taxation, or exile, many chose the latter. They looked west across the sea for new opportunities and freedom from Harald's increasingly brutal authority. The sagas name Ingólfur Arnarson as the first permanent Norse settler. Fleeing a blood feud in Norway, he set sail for Iceland with his foster brother Hjörleifr. Upon sighting land, Ingólfur, following Norse tradition, cast his high seat pillars, sacred wooden posts from his homeland, symbolizing his authority and connection to the gods, into the sea. He vowed to settle wherever the gods guided the pillars ashore, a task that took 3 years. Hjörleifr, being less pious, settled immediately, but was soon killed by his Irish slaves. Ingólfur avenged his foster brother and then established his farmstead at the site where his pillars were found, naming it Reykjavik, meaning Smoky Bay. Following Ingólfur's lead, a wave of settlers arrived over the next 60 years, a period known as the Landnam, or land-taking. These were not just warriors, but families, farmers and craftsmen seeking new lives. Settlers would claim land by walking or riding around its boundaries in a single day. The amount of land one could claim was often limited by how much one could encircle in this manner. They brought with them livestock, tools, and their social structure. The sagas list hundreds of primary settlers, detailing their lineage and the areas they claimed across the island. Unlike other Norse settlements like those in Britain or France, Iceland had no existing complex society to conquer or integrate with. The settlers had to build a new society from scratch. They brought their legal traditions and social customs from Norway, along with slaves from Ireland, Scotland, and the North Sea Islands. This led to the unique development of the Icelandic Commonwealth. In 930 AD, the settlers established the Althing, an outdoor assembly at Thingvellir. This became the legislative and judicial body for the entire island. The Althing was not a government in the modern sense, as it had no executive power to enforce its laws. Disputes were often settled through arbitration or, failing that, feuds. Chieftains, known as Godar, held influence based on their wealth, followers, and legal knowledge. They maintained order within their districts and participated in the Althing. This period, from 930 to 1262 AD, is known as the Commonwealth. It was a time of relative peace compared to the political struggles left behind in Norway, though internal feuds, documented vividly in the sagas, were common. Life was harsh but resourceful. The settlers adapted Norse farming and fishing techniques to the Icelandic environment. They built turf houses for insulation against the cold climate. Their culture flourished, preserving Norse mythology and developing unique literary traditions. The sagas themselves are a product of this society, offering unparalleled insights into their world. The conversion to Christianity occurred peacefully around 1000 AD, decided by a vote at the Althing, demonstrating the unique consensus-based nature of their society. The settlement and early history of Iceland represent a remarkable feat of exploration and social engineering. Driven by a desire for freedom and land, these Norse pioneers created a unique society in a challenging environment. Their story, preserved in the sagas, continues to fascinate and inform us about the Viking Age and the enduring human spirit of adaptation and self-governance. Iceland stands as a testament to the legacy of those who sailed west from the turbulent shores of medieval Norway.